after 5 o'clock, walking in sunlight, walking with a vest top on. Hooray! Fabulous. Last week of winter, guys, last week of winter. Officially spring arriving on Friday. The spring equinox, the day after new moon in Pisces. So new moon landing on like the very end of Pisces. So the new moon, it's another endings and immediate beginnings like we've had going on for months now, with the end of a year and a new moon January, then the end of the Chinese New Year on a new moon, which always happens, but that happened to be an eclipse new moon, solar eclipse, and then we had our lunar eclipse a couple of weeks ago, and it's been crazy amount of change if you look back over the last 6 weeks and what has changed in our lives and just people around you as well. I'm sure you'll know, probably same as me, lots of stories about people having to move out of their houses. Yes, there are new rent regulations, tenants regulations coming in, but it just all seems to have coincided with these eclipses, and job changes, relationships ending, massively shifting, us just feeling like we're ready for something new, realizing that something that we've been thinking about doing for a long time and it's just not quite felt right. We haven't quite felt ready, things haven't aligned, all of a sudden are starting to, and we're starting to feel ready. And again, we have a massive ending immediately followed by beginning. So the end of Pisces is the end of the astrological year. Aries is the start of the astrological year. Coincides with spring, like the official new year, when everything feels like it's coming to life. And I talked about noticing, paying attention to what's coming up. So especially this week, on the lead up to the new moon, which is kind of Wednesday into Thursday. And whenever we have an equinox, so we've got the Aries equinox because we go into Aries on Friday, which is the very first sign, the start of the Zodiac, the initiator. It's the fire, the spark that begins everything, whole new cycles, whole new chapters. And we're going to have masses of planets, asteroids and dwarf planets all in Aries in the next few weeks. So much new beginnings. So at an equinox, we always get at the very start of it a flavour, a sense, a theme of what's coming for the next 6 months, for the rest of that until the next equinox, which would be in autumn. So we've got a flavour this week of what is going to be really important or thematic in your next 6 months, and also on the global scale. So, yes, sadly that is pointing to war and disruption and fragmented countries and alliances, but it's all for the higher good ultimately. And I know sometimes that can seem really hard to get our heads around, but it is. Ultimately, this all needs to happen so that we can all see the bigger picture, take our stance, decide what our values are, what really matters to us, and how we're going to live our life. And that can be on a really big scale. It might be that some of us are going to be peaceful protesters, and a protest can be to just not engage with it, to just not give it the airtime or the energy, to focus more about how you can help your local community, how you can help your friends and family, your neighbours, and how you can bring peace, compassion, caring, and help out. That's all the exact opposite energy of war and fighting and selfishness. So that can be like a peaceful protest against all of this, is that you just decide. So the world, another way of saying it is, the world is a reflection of what's going on. So look in the areas of your life where there's a war energy, where you maybe judge people, or you argue with people, or you fight for something but it's not really necessary. It's not like fighting for something you truly strongly believe in. It's just fighting to be right and to have the last word and to win a point, something like that. That's a warring energy, which there'll be a lot of as we go into Aries at the end of this week and for the next month. So pay close attention as to where we've got that in ourselves, and to make sure that we're doing the total opposite of the energy of war is to just pick your battles, try and have few of them, try and engage in far fewer of them, and just not be so affected by personal little to's and fro's, and just keep out of things and practice compassion, love, maybe creativity. Instead, put your energy into a really creative project, doing something for someone else that you really do care about, and that can just really quickly take you out of that energy of war into love and kindness and creating something new rather than destruction. So which is what Aries is also fantastic at. I mean, it is ruled by Mars, so it's really good at destruction and tearing things down, but just the things that like need to end. But it's supremely good at giving us this starting energy to create new things, build new things, bring those ideas to life. So like I said about ideas you might have had that you didn't feel ready for yet, or the timing wasn't right, put energy into those things instead and be a creative force for good in small ways, big ways, whatever it is that you could be engaged in some huge projects, but it can just be like tiny little things as well, where whatever it is, you'll have a sense for yourself. But notice what's going on this week. Notice what is taking up most of your mental thought, your energy, the space in your brain, the space in your heart, and kind of what's on your mind when you're going to bed at night, because that's going to give, and some of the maybe unexpected things that have happened that are just starting to settle down and become a little clearer now as this week comes to an end. Mercury ends its retrograde. It's still going to be in retrograde shadow, so things still need to just settle for a couple of weeks, but things should be starting to become much clearer, like muddy waters settling, so that you can see clearer now, and you've got more facts and more information than you had a few weeks ago. People have revealed their true selves, their true motivations, intentions. Situations have revealed what was hidden. It always happens in eclipses. So you can make more clear decisions and choose which direction to go next. So yeah, real big week to just notice what's going on, because it's going to give you a flavour of where your time and energy is going to be in the next 6 months, and the kind of things that are going to be going on for you. All right. So walks in nature, as ever, supremely important, or taking a slow bath, like a nice long bath, or whatever it is for you. If you've got like a meditation space at home that you like to go and sit in, or just try not to zone out. So yes, of course we can sit and watch TV and Netflix binge and what have you, but that's zoning. So zoning out, and so is scrolling on your phone. It's numbing. Try not to numb. Notice when you want to do those kind of things, and notice what it is that's made you feel that way. What is it that made you think, oh God, I just don't want to face up to that feeling, let's just numb it out. And instead sit with it, breathe through it, breathe in light to it, shine the light on it. A new moon is always time, so Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, always time to kind of go in, go dark, take some quiet solace, reflect, and give yourself the respect, the space and time to allow your feelings, and to just know that they're perfectly allowable. You feel what you feel, and it's okay, and you won't feel it forever. And actually, the sooner you face up to what you're feeling and what's under it and why you feel that way, what's under that feeling, the sooner actually that you can move through it, because you've brought light to it, you've looked at it. It's not going to shout and scream for attention anymore. You've given it that. Maybe you've put a name to it, like, actually I'm angry, actually I'm feeling really sad, actually I'm fearful, actually I'm just worried that they're not going to love me if they know this, or if I tell them the truth about how I'm feeling, whatever it is. you put a name to it, and it hasn't really got the power and hold of you anymore. So new moons are a great time for that, kind of going dark, going within, learning something about yourself, bringing the awareness, and that's where we can begin change. And then you plant your seeds for, okay, it's always for the next moon cycle, the next few weeks, but in this case, for the spring into summer. So you're planting your seeds now for what you want to be doing, creating and having going on in the summer. Looky this way, that is like a boggy swamp. Oh gosh, okay. At least it's not so deep now. And yeah, focus ahead on just the little things that are in your control, and turn your attention away from the things you can't control and the craziness of the world that is crumbling all around us. All right, loads of love. I'm going to be doing a beautiful, gorgeous meditation on Zoom on Wednesday evening, 7:15. If you want those details, type meditation in the comments and I will send you the information, or DM me. Okay, but yeah, just keep following for some more guidance, for some more love and positivity, and I'll see you soon.